My name's Nick Clements and this is my entry for the Fast Bikes Ducati Longtermer competition. As you can see, we're in a fire station, and that's because, as well as working for Bedfordshire Fire and Rescue Service as a firefighter, I'm also part of their fire bike team. What we do on the fire bike team is we go out and we speak to motorcyclists about ways they can keep themselves safer on the nation's roads. One of the most important pieces of information we deliver to them is a pre-ride safety check known as the powerless check. And what I want to do with you today is run through stage by stage how that's done and how we can all keep ourselves a little bit safer on the roads. P is for petrol. There's many ways of checking you've got the right amount of fuel on board, be it a fuel gauge or a visual inspection or rocking the bike back and forward on the front brake. The reason we do this is because we want to ensure we've always got enough fuel for the journey we're going on. So always try and fill up before you set out on a long journey, that way you ensure you're not going to break down and run out of fuel. O is for oil and other hydraulic fluids. When we check these, we're looking for three things. Level, have we got enough? 2, colour. Are they looking nice and clean, and are they going to do what they're meant to? And the third thing is spillages. If there's oil or hydraulic fluid under your bike whilst it's been in storage, you've got a leak somewhere and you need to deal with that accordingly. W is for water. A water-cooled machine needs to have enough coolant in the radiator to do the job it was designed to do. The way I check on this is to remove my filler cap, which is situated behind the fairing, which I'm not going to take off now. Other methods would be, again, checking under your machine to ensure there's no pools of cooling fluid, and also visually check the condition of your radiator, making sure you pay close attention to the fins, ensuring no stones have damaged it, leading to a radiator leak. Normally, you would spell powders with one D. We spell it with 2. The first D stands for damage. I'm sure we'd all be the first to know if our machines had any damage on them, but what we want to do before going out on a ride is just ensuring there is no damage on our bikes that is going to either put us or other road users at risk. This can range from a loose fairing to a loose wheel nut. So we go over it with a fine-tooth comb and just ensure that everything's in full working order. The second D is for drive. When we talk about drive, we're talking about either the chain or the belt on your machine, and also the front and rear sprockets. If you happen to have pallet stands, give the rear wheel a turn and just make sure that everything's moving freely and there's not too much slack in your chain. E is for electrics. It's important to make sure that everything electrical on your bike is functioning properly before setting out on any journey. What I do, turn the ignition on, let the bike do its own check, ensuring the onboard computer is working properly and there's no warning lights come on. If this is the case, I then work from left to right, making sure my lights, my hazards and anything else electrical on the bike is functioning properly. And of course, don't forget your horn. R is for rubber. Now, even if, as I have, you fitted a brand new set of tyres to your bike, you still need to ensure that on your last ride you didn't pick up anything such as screws or nails that could cause you to have a blowout. It's worth doing a 360 visual check of both the rear and front tyres to make sure there's no cuts, abrasions, bulges or anything else that would indicate the tyre's not fit for purpose, remembering to check both the side wall and the main area of your tyres. As with the 2 Ds in powders, there is also 2 S's. And the first of those is steering. When we're checking the steering, we are moving from full left lock to full right lock, ensuring a full free range of movement of both the bearing and the cables. The second S is for suspension. Applying the front brake, put gentle pressure on the front forks, again ensuring free range of movement and making sure there's no funny noises or anything else that would indicate you have a suspension problem. On top of this, a visual check of both the front forks and the rear shock is necessary, again, making sure there's no damage that you haven't spotted on any of your other checks. Now you've completed your powders check, you know your bike is both safe and legal and you're good to go. Before you set out on the ride though, just give it a little rolling brake check to make sure your stoppers are working properly. I hope you found this entertaining and educational, and I really hope you're going to give me those Ducatis.